My name is Elias Thorne, and for 3 years I have fought a drought, turning my ranch to bone-dry dust. The well behind the old oak ran dry when my father died, leaving me only silence and cracking earth. Every morning I scanned the pale sky for clouds, but the sun beat down like a blacksmith's hammer mercilessly. One evening, I found a girl slumped against the well stones, her hands covered in charcoal and wet clay. She was conscious but silent, pointing at the well with a desperation that made my spine tingle coldly. I carried her to the cabin, and she immediately began drawing on the floor with a charcoal stick urgently. Her pictures showed waves, a sun, and a woman weeping beneath the well, then a locket shining brightly. She mimed digging, her gray eyes locking with mine, and I felt an invisible rope tug my heart forward. That night, I took a shovel to the well bottom, striking a hollow thud that echoed like a heartbeat. The stones gave way, revealing a dark staircase descending into a cold, humming chamber beneath my dying land. An underground river flowed there, pure and silver, filling the air with the scent of wet stone and moss. Water returned to the well, and for 3 days my cattle drank, and the pasture greened miraculously, stunning all. But on the 4th night, whispers began drifting from the well, a woman's voice calling a name long forgotten. The girl shivered and drew a woman with hollow eyes reaching through water, then traced a locket shape repeatedly. My horses spooked at nothing, and my barn door slammed shut without wind under a moonless black sky. Crops I had planted wilted overnight, turning black as if drowned in sorrow rather than nourished by water. I dug through old county records and found a tragedy from 1887 of a settler's daughter named Coraline. She was betrothed to a cowboy named Silas, but he vanished, and she threw herself into the well grieving. Her body was never found, but a locket with his picture was said to be lost in the water. The mute girl grew paler each day, fading like morning frost, and I knew she was linked to Coraline. I realized the girl was not fully alive, but a fragment of Caroline's heart seeking release from watery chains. I searched the underground river, diving into freezing currents until my lungs burned, desperate to find the locket. In a submerged crevice, my fingers closed on a rusted chain, holding a gold locket engraved with 2 hearts. I surfaced, gasping, and opened the locket to see a faded photo of a young man with kind eyes. The whispers turned to wailing, and the water churned violently, forming the shape of a weeping woman in white. The mute girl collapsed, clutching her chest, her lips moving soundlessly to the name Silas over and over. I shouted into the darkness, "Coraline, Silas is waiting beyond. Your locket is found. Peace be yours now." A blinding light erupted from the locket, and the ghostly figure rose, no longer weeping but smiling gently. She whispered, "Thank you for finding my heart. Now I can go to him at last across the water." The light absorbed into the mute girl, who gasped and suddenly spoke with a voice like spring rain falling. She said, "I am free, Elias, because you loved enough to dive into shadows and return what was lost." The ghost vanished, and the underground river settled into a peaceful hum, no longer haunted by sorrowful crying. The girl, now fully alive and warm, wrapped her arms around me, and we climbed into a sunrise reborn. She told me her name was Lily, the last living descendant of Coraline, cursed to silence until the locket's return. Her family had abandoned the land, but she was drawn back to break the ghostly bond once and for all. We repaired the well together, planting wildflowers around the stones, turning a grave into a garden of new life. The water never stopped flowing, and the ranch thrived beyond anything I had ever dared to dream or imagine. Lily stayed, her laughter filling the cabin, and we spoke long into every night about the spirit's final peace. On the anniversary of that first dig, we found a single heart-shaped locket print in the well's moss miraculously. We hung the original locket on the oak tree, a tribute to a love that refused to drown forever. Our first kiss happened under that oak, and I felt generations of sorrow finally melt into the golden dusk. We married in autumn, with the well water blessed by a traveling preacher who sensed the land's redemption. Lily taught me to listen to the well's hum, a song of water and forgiveness that soothed every worry. Our first son was born with eyes like the underground river, clear and deep, carrying an old soul's wisdom. We named him Silas, and when he first cried, the well water rose joyfully, splashing the stones with silver. Sometimes at midnight, we hear a faint duet of laughter from the well, two lovers reunited beyond the veil. Lily still draws, but now her sketches show full fields, dancing children, and an oak tree with twin hearts. Neighbors say our ranch is haunted by a benevolent spirit who guards the water and blesses every newborn calf. I believe it, because whenever drought threatens the county, our well overflows, sharing its gift with every thirsty soul. One prospector offered me gold for the well's secret, but I sent him away, saying love is the only treasure. That night, the water shimmered, and we saw the faint outline of a cowboy tipping his hat in gratitude. Lily and I still trace the old drawings on the floor, remembering how charcoal lines saved our entire world. Our children know the story of Caroline and Silas, learning that love endured beyond death and water forever. I often find Lily humming by the well, and when I join her, the water echoes with a harmonizing whisper. She says Caroline taught her that true love finds a way, even through stone, silence, and a century of tears. Every storm, the old oak protects the locket, and lightning never strikes it, as if spirits hold a shield. We grew old together, but the well never aged, its water staying sweet and cool through every scorching July. I asked Lily once if she ever missed her silence, and she said words are wings when spoken to you. On our 20th anniversary, we found a new drawing in the well dust, a heart with the letters E and L. We framed it, knowing the spirits had given a blessing that outlasts time, stronger than any carved stone monument. When a wandering writer came seeking legends, we told him the story, and he wept, calling it sacred ground indeed. The article brought curious visitors, but only those with pure hearts saw the water shimmer. Others saw only stone. A doubting sheriff once tried to drain the well to find the river source, but his pumps broke immediately strangely. He left, mumbling about tricks, but Lily just smiled, knowing the spirit guarded the sanctity of sacrificed love. One blue moon, we saw two figures dancing on the water's surface, a cowboy spinning a girl in white muslin. They paused, looked at us, and bowed before dissolving into moonbeams, leaving only the scent of old wild roses. I realized then that we were not owners of this land, but caretakers of a love story forever flowing. Our ranch became known as the Thirsty Heart Ranch, a place where broken souls came to drink and heal. Lily began teaching art to orphan children, using charcoal from the old oak that seemed to never run out. They drew wells, water, and hearts, and their sadness washed away into sketches, leaving bright smiles permanently. Our son Silas took over the ranch, marrying a kind woman who heard the well hum on her first visit. He dug a new channel, expanding the water to a community garden that fed the whole valley without ever failing. We lived to see grandchildren play under the oak, hanging new lockets with their own pictures, starting fresh traditions. On my 90th year, Lily still looked ageless, her voice as clear as the river's song under the earth. She held my hand and said, "Caroline's gift was not water, but the time to love you fully forever." When I finally lay down to rest, the well outside whispered my name like a lullaby from my own mother. Lily kissed my forehead, and I closed my eyes, hearing the splash of a joyful leap into eternal water. The family buried me beneath the oak, and they say the well water turned golden for 3 days shining. Lily joined me 2 years later, drawing her final breath with a charcoal heart on the cabin floor, smiling. They say her last word was Silas, but I know it was my name, bridging the two worlds finally. Now the ranch thrives under our descendants, and the well still whispers, but only to guide the lost homeward. Visitors claim that if you listen closely at dusk, you can hear a duet of laughter and a wedding dance. The locket still hangs on the oak, never rusting, sometimes swinging as if an unseen hand touches it fondly. Couples come to pledge their love, and those who do so genuinely see their reflection shimmer with a second silhouette. I am just a voice now, carried by water and memory, telling you this story so it never dries up. Please subscribe to Stories Hub Official. Smash that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below kindly. May your heart always find its well, and may love never thirst. Until our next tale, farewell, brave friends.